कि कैसे करना है?
किसका?
रोताशा का।
Now this is the corrected bite. That was the normal scan. When we take a 3D scan, that is a scan occlusion that is a current occlusion, and this is the bite on which we have to work upon. So that we decide after taking face bow and centric record and articulation. So maybe this much has to be built on this, canine has to be built here, maybe the addition of here, we don't know how much. You know? So working, so digital correction will be done after we take this bite and do equilibration in case required. Then we decide whether it is orthodontic or whether it is only orthodontic, whether it is restorative ortho or whether it is only restorative. So after this stage we decide the treatment mode. So if you see, when you see these lines, this line here, I'll explain in the other model. These two lines have a significance, I'll explain in the other model. Now, but we have to finish the occlusion at this height, this video. Okay, so this will be sent in the laboratory for digital mock-up. So this is a simulation, this is a current status of the teeth which is reached after hit and slide. So what we want to achieve is this, somewhere around here. This is the curvature. ये दांत ऊपर है, ये नीचे है, ये ऊपर है, ये ऊपर है, and this is in a worn state. So canines are worn. We want some, maybe canine this much, or maybe this much, we don't know, or maybe this much, we don't know. So this is a simulation, but roughly I'll tell you what we want is somewhere around here will be near the ideal occlusion. Whether it is here, we don't know. So that we'll come to know with centric bite. That once we decide that we have to finish the occlusion at this stage after taking the centric bite, then we start working on the model and we do the digital correction. So current state is this, must have started from here, hit slide, hit slide, hit slide, hit slide, hit slide, and as we say, now the full envelope of movement this much. When the movement is this much, the breakage is more, the wear is more. So once we reach this and we create the occlusal locks somewhere around here, the slide will be only this much. This is another case of bite imbalance correction. So patient is 33 years and she has a history of TMDs, of ear blockage and tinnitus and jaw muscle stiffness, and intraorally she has been going to dentist and also to me for multiple teeth treatment. She got one tooth root canal and only was placed here. One tooth root canal only was placed here. On see the only. Okay, and I placed an implant on this because the root canal tooth broke one day, and she had got a root canal done about many years back somewhere. Then she had 2 zirconia crowns, and here 2 zirconia crowns were there, but under the zirconia there was a damaged tooth, so we had to remove them and place the implants. So once we placed the implant, before placing the implant, or I don't remember now, but once we placed the implant, we gave her one option that either she was fed up of, in fact she was fed up of one tooth treatment, and the second she gets it done, and third goes like this. The sequence was continuing, and she had TMD. So we said the bite is imbalanced. Either we treat the occlusion or we treat the teeth. So she decided for treating the occlusion. So we decided that we will treat it and we'll do the full mouth rehab and we want this to be a canine guided occlusion. So we told her that we'll give you canine guided occlusion. Canine guided means when the canines touch, others don't touch, neither this side or not this side. And when the canines touch on the left side, they don't touch on both sides. So it is interference free occlusion, and the occlusal pressure has to be distributed. And anterior guidance occlusion dynamics have to be considered in canine guided occlusion. So we decided that we'll treat the occlusion. We finished the case. This was initially, and we finished it like this. This is the one we finished. If you see here, the cusp, see this, normal occlusion, the pressure is not distributed. This is a slight space. Maybe some part of tooth is touching here, some part of tooth is touching, but what we want is ideal occlusion. So we have to rebuild and give occlusion locks. Once we give occlusion locks, the hit and slide is reduced. Once hit and slide is reduced, the teeth don't damage. So TMD is automatically corrected or reduced. So this slide is to be reduced. Now we decided that this occlusion lock has to be created. This is the correct occlusion. This is a normal occlusion where there is less hip slide. Slide when you eat, it is slide, but occlusion locks are there. These are occlusion locks. The cusp tips and the canine tips, they create the occlusion lock. And when they wear off like this, see when they wear off, the occlusion lock get damaged, the canine guidance is lost. When this slide is there, all the teeth, multiple teeth touch. See, they are touching here. When it is moving here, they are touching. So the load is not divided, and one tooth breaks, second breaks, the cascading effect of bite imbalance is there with TMD. Some people have TMD, some people don't have TMD. So we decided to correct the bite, and we corrected the bite and to create the occlusion locks. Now this is the initial, and see this here. We corrected it with composite. Some natural teeth were corrected with composite. So composite against composite, ceramic against ceramic, somewhere Emax against zirconia or Emax. So this is a complex treatment, and multiple things are to be decided, and in multiple phases. So this is a step here, initial. If you see this, then we rebuild it like this. Each and every tooth is rebuilt, and we have created the guidance. See, this is the, now I'll show you this is the original, and this is the final. If you see, this is the original and this is the final. I'll show you on the lower. This is the original and this is the final. So these two are composite. These are composite. Each tooth is composite build up. Polishable, polished, and flossing is done. Can be done in this thing. This is the original, and every tooth is rebuilt naturally and without grinding them. Only those teeth which had crowns or onlays, we changed them. Otherwise, natural teeth were rebuilt with composite. So this is a combination of composite. This you can see the canine. It is composite. So, but we have to consider many factors while rebuilding the occlusion. Canines, the composite against composite runs, and occlusal pressure is distributed. This is the lower, this is the upper. I'll show you here. Upper, this is the original, and this is the final. We had rebuilt it. This is the only hair. We didn't grind the tooth. This is the only hair. You can see. You can see here. Once we old only was removed and new only was placed on that because occlusion had to be balanced. And when we balanced the occlusion, we initially placed PMMA crowns for 6 to 8 months. Then we switch over to zirconia crowns. So this patient is in the final stages. We have placed zircon in PMMA crowns for implants, not for others. So wherever there is implant like this here and the implant here, these are PMMA crowns to be kept for 6 months. Once the bite is adjusted, equilibration is done in phases every 2 months, and once the occlusion is established and stabilized, we switch from PMMA to zirconia, layered or monolith depending upon the opposing tooth, or Emax, whichever is required, but multiple. So this has gone from multiple phases, one, then second, then third, fourth, fifth and sixth stage, and we finished off the treatment. So canine guided occlusion is a balanced occlusion where interference free and occlusal locks are treated.